about it. If Joe Shane and Brian Dable could take credit for Tommy DeVito, would Daniel Jones still have his starting job? Would Drew Lock be here? You know what? Have you ever thought about Tommy DeVito and the unfair treatment he's been getting this entire offseason? Does anybody talk about how unfairly they've been treating Tommy DeVito this whole offseason? It's a shame that a guy can win for a month straight. Tommy DeVito single-handedly saved the season. Daniel Jones was hurt. Tyrod Taylor broke some ribs. Tommy DeVito is the only reason why Drake May, Jaden Daniels, or Caleb Williams ain't a New York Giant right now. It's Tommy DeVito's fault. And I sit back and say, if Tommy DeVito was a third or fourth round pick, would Daniel Jones still be here? Think about it. If Joe Shane and Brian Dable could take credit for Tommy DeVito, would Daniel Jones still have his starting job? Would Drew Lock be here? Think about it. If any other rookie took over for a dead-in-the-water team and won for a month straight in New York City, would he or would he not be the next big thing? Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. He went on a winning streak, and he took over for a $30 million quarterback in Jimmy G and a third overall pick in Trey Lance. Dak Prescott was a fourth-round pick. He took over for a $30 million quarterback in Tony Romo. I just look at it and I say, the only reason why Tommy DeVito is not getting the credit he deserves as being a solid quarterback his rookie year is because he's undrafted. If Tommy DeVito was a draft pick of Joe Shane's, I promise you he will be starting the season. I promise you. I promise you that the first interception Daniel Jones throws, Tommy DeVito will be coming into the game. But because they didn't draft him, because he doesn't have the cachet of a draft pick, they're not going to play him. And it's disgusting because I'm like, Tommy DeVito was the most popular player in all of New York for like a 2-month stretch. And I sit back and I say to myself, if I own the Giants, if I'm John DeMera, this undrafted kid, this Italian from Jersey, this is my franchise. He's going to put asses in the seats. He's got people tailgating and looking forward to watching the worst team in the league. The Giants were the worst team in the league when Tommy DeVito took over, and he gave us a reason to watch. Let that sink in. Normally, when the Giants are garbage around Labor Day and Halloween, everybody checks out. Okay, the fan base has moved on. What's Patrick Mahomes doing? What are the Rangers and the Knicks doing? Are the Yankees in the play? Giants fans move on quick. But the kid DeVito kept the season interesting. DeVito single-handedly had Giants fans watching Monday Night Football, rooting for us to win, knowing good and damn well we ain't got no business beating Green Bay on Monday Night Football. So it's just one of those situations. I'm like, had he just been drafted by the Giants and Joe Shane and Dable could take some credit for him, I promise you, this kid would be getting ready to start for the Giants next season. But because he's undrafted and nobody wants to admit they're wrong, he's not going to get that opportunity. But I want everybody listening to this video right now to go into the comment section and tell me if I'm lying. Had Tommy DeVito been a second, third, fourth, fifth round pick, and he came in and won for a month straight, would he or would he not be the next big thing for this franchise? If Tommy DeVito had got benched in the Saints game, if he was a draft pick, if Tommy DeVito was drafted by the Giants, would they or would they not have let him ride out the Saints game, the Rams game, and play the final game versus the Eagles? Would they have put Tyrod Taylor back into the starting lineup at the end of the year if Tommy DeVito was a draft pick of the New York Giants? Let's really have the tough conversations right now. Would they be scouting Drake May, trying to trade the draft away for Drake May if Tommy DeVito was a draft pick? No. Would they have scouted Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams if Tommy DeVito was a draft pick? No. Would Drew Lock be on the New York Football Giants right now if Tommy DeVito was a draft pick? No. So I get upset because I'm like, you're going to force Evan Neal to play right tackle because he was a draft pick. So Evan Neal is going to be forced into playing right tackle because he's a draft pick. But Tommy DeVito, because he's not a draft pick, isn't going to get a chance to be our starting quarterback next year. Like, what would happen if Tommy DeVito gets Malik Neighbors? What would happen if Tommy DeVito gets all the reps in training camp? What would happen if Tommy DeVito gets to run the Brian Dable offense with Brian Dable calling the plays? Like, nobody talks about what if Tommy DeVito had a fair opportunity to be our starting quarterback. Why does nobody talk about that? Tommy DeVito is everything you want Daniel Jones to be. Outside of if you just take away the talent, because obviously Daniel Jones is more talented than Tommy DeVito. We get that. But every single problem you have with Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito solves that. Daniel Jones has no character. Daniel Jones is boring. Daniel Jones has no swagger. Daniel Jones doesn't inspire confidence. Daniel Jones is... Tommy DeVito had the whole Giants team swagged out for a month straight. He had Giants fans really believing that he was David versus Goliath every week. Tommy DeVito gave us hope for a month. He did. And it's like he actually unified the fan base. You see, my boy Danny is divisive. Daniel Jones is divisive. I can't even criticize Daniel Jones without being called a fake fan. But on the flip side, the people who criticize Daniel Jones, it's like, bruh, why are you being so hard on him? He didn't have an offensive line, right? And then you got the people who love Daniel Jones. It's like, bruh, it's year 6. What the hell? It's like Daniel Jones is like, he's so polarizing, he kind of divides the fan base. And then you had Tommy DeVito come in and unite the fan base. It was a beautiful thing to see. With no weapons, by the way, and no offensive line. The guy Tommy DeVito won for a month straight with no weapons, no offensive line, and gets zero credit. None. When Brock Purdy took over for the 49ers, he had every weapon known to man. When Lamar Jackson takes over for the Ravens, he's got the best run game in the league. He's got a stud tight end of Mark Andrews. He has weapons. When Mahomes took over for Alex Smith, he had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. When Dak took over for Romo, he had Des Bryant, Jason Witten, and Zeke. My guy took over for Daniel Jones and had Darius Slayton. But he don't get no credit for that, right? He don't get no credit for that, right? It is what it is, man. I don't understand why Tommy DeVito is on the cut bubble instead of being groomed to be the heir apparent to Daniel Jones. Can somebody please come into the comment section and make sense of this, please? But anyway, that's it, that's all. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, drop the FUs in the comments if you rockin' with me, and stay vicious. Dismissed.